Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we're going to expose the Gunna beat formula, which is a really melodic trap approach to beat making. So firstly, we're going to write a drum pattern, and then we're going to wrap music around the drum pattern. So in every song, we have 4 layers. You have the top line, which is like the main vocal melody. You have what's called the harmony layer, which is usually your chords and your piano. You have your third layer, which is your contrast layer. This is usually like a bass line. And you have the fourth layer, which is the rhythm section, which is your drums for the most part. So we're going to start with the rhythm because we're going to build around the backbone of the track. So I have a kit for my go-to sounds. You guys will get all the project files for free, so don't try to memorize all this. But I have a kit that is my go-to just to start off with basic rhythms, and we build out from here. So just kick, hi-hat, snare. And the first thing is just getting that hi-hat right. In FL Studio 24, luckily we have the new channel rack feature where we can add note repeat. So it makes it super simple to make note slides and stuff. Note repeats. Okay, hi-hat rolls is what I was trying to say. Anyhow, go to pattern mode, 144 BPM, and go to repeat mode. And now I just got to figure out which note I want to repeat. Okay, so those small hi-hat rolls. Now let's fade the hi-hat out or trim it just to get rid of some of that reverb. Let's add a snare. Now we're going to put the snare on the 3. Turn the metronome on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty basic. Now for the kick, I'm going to let it breathe. It's kick, breathe, 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 kick, 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 breathe, 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 kick. So let the kick breathe. And then we're going to use tresillo. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, tresillo, like that. So tresillo is when you have ta, 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 ta. Now let's build around that. We can always make that more complicated over time. The main thing is that we want to start with that backbone of the track to get it started. So let's go to song mode. We're going to turn the metronome off. The hi-hats are our metronome. To Control L, send it to the mixer. And now I'm going to just play. My method is I'll play. Let me also add a Fruity Soft Clipper. This is only for the video's sake. I don't do this for like proper mixing. So what I'm going to do with the keyboard is play C major or C minor and then play the 5th of that. So that would be, or 5th down, I should say, which is F. So we're going to go from F minor to C minor. We're just going to constantly change those chord types going between those two. So let's just vibe out for a little bit. All right, so let's try that. See how that works. So it's kind of hard to play on beat. So I'm going to copy that over just in case I mess up, which I probably will. Let's record. Now, when I record audio, I like to turn the metronome on just in case. So bound to happen because the tempo is so fast. So let's play the same thing. We're going to hit Control L, send this to a new mixer insert. We're going to turn the volume down, pan it to the left. And I'll do another take and I'll pan it to the right. So again, we're going to double click in here, hit Control L, send it to a new mixer insert. And now I'm going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to record. Now before I pan, let's actually just leave it out. Okay, so now we're going to create another take and make small differences. This is going to create the width in the track without adding a bunch of plugins. So again, it looks like that time I went longer. So what we will do is double click on it, Control L, send it to a new mixer insert, and pan one left, pan one right. So even if I have little time differences, it will widen out the sound. Now, technically, I should go back and fix that little stutter, but for this video, I'm just not gonna like stop on the small stuff. So again, little things that in Ableton, we can lock it into the grid. In FL, it's not as easy. So I'm not gonna like sit here and stop the entire beat over that small thing. Okay, so you guys got to know when to keep stuff moving because it'll kill your whole creative vibe if you like over obsess about stuff. Let's send this to this track here. Let's turn this down. Again, you guys will get the project file, so don't try to memorize every little thing. Now let's look for like a synth layer to texturize over this. I want that sawtooth sound because we could add a lot of modulation to it, like filters and stuff. So let's just record that in. All right, my pedal got stuck there. Let's do it again. Okay, that's also good because all those harmonies and harmonics will fill up some of that dead space in between the guitar. Then we're going to turn this down, but let's hit Control L. Let's delay the kick just a little bit. Okay, so now I need like a pitch bending sound for the top line. All right, so in the meantime, we'll just add a bass. So the key to the bass is using those fifths. So if I'm at like playing F here, and then I'll go up to the next octave, and then I'll go to the fifth of F, which is C, and then back to the tonic. So let me just practice this a little bit. All right, so that was pretty smooth. All right, let's record this. Of course, I forgot, like, I forgot what I was All right, that's what I did. The ending could be better, but whatever. See what happens if we go down an octave. Might be too low. I like it, but it's a little too low right here. Especially right there. It's just too low. All right. So right now the kick's fighting with that bass for its transient space. We'll fix that in the mix. I still need like a top line sound, portamento type. right, so I'm recording this little lead. We'll probably do something with it with some effects plugins. All right, so I did that long take just so there's little differences, and it also got softer over time. Double click on it, hit Control L, send it to a new mixer insert. So now we need, like, in my opinion, a more aggressive sound on the low end, like wow, some kind of like sound like that. All right, so I like that tone, just like a random thing on. I did it twice because it took a lot of performing. I didn't like when I dropped down to C, it just sounded weird. So let's just keep that second take. So I don't even know what that's called. Maybe an expression knob. I don't even know what the thing's called. I'm using the Korg Kronos, and it's not even like a wheel. It's just like this pad thing. I'm just sliding my finger on it. I have no idea what it's called. Maybe the mod wheel, but it's like a touch mod wheel. I think it's a nice, cool sound for the rhythm. So my new thing is, like, instead of adding more percussion for the rhythm, I'm adding sounds as the rhythm. I kind of messed up in the beginning, so let's just use it. So it's similar to like how in the 70s stuff, they would use like a high-pitched string and just play one note to let us know the root note. Still think we need like some kind of, I don't know if I can find it in this keyboard, but like some kind of impact sound of some sort. Let me separate out this sound here. All right, let's keep looking for that one impact sound. All right, so I figured it out. We're going to do like a pitch slide and then we're going to layer that with the synth. Now it sounds whatever now, but once we add delay and a bunch of creative stuff over top, we'll blend that in. We might not keep the brass, but we're definitely going to do that with synths. Let's turn it down a little bit. Let's record some of these. So again, that could be used as is, or we might add effects to it. But we definitely need like a pitch slidey type sound. Let's do one left, one right. I don't know if that perfectly. One's way brighter than the other one, so it's not a good balance because one's brighter than the other sound, so never mind. I think we filled up this track. Now we just need the like leveling and then add that bass. All right, so I'm gonna look for one more sound and then we'll start leveling out everything. All right, so as you guys can see, this track is very harmonically rich. All right, so that won't be like a prominent sound, but we'll push it to the back. All right, now let's get the drums to the front. So now I'm gonna just start turning stuff down because everything can't be loud. Here's a quick way to do stuff. All right, so we're on 18. So anything marked 18, I'm going to hit Control L because that lets me know I didn't route it. All right, so everything's routed to the mixer, and then now I'm just gonna turn everything else down but the drums. So now the drums automatically have more priority. And then we can run these. I like gold clip, but debating if I want the whole track to go through gold clip. Let's just run gold clip on the master here. So I like adding the saturation. Sounds nice. See how it like fills out the sound. Okay, so now the kick and this sound are clashing, so we're gonna right click, side chain to this track, open up FabFilter Pro Q3, and in here we're gonna go to the settings, plugin settings, processing, right click, find your kick as the input there. And now we're gonna go down here and turn on collision mode. That's gonna show us red as to where the most energy of the sound is. Let's find that, where's it at here? Okay, so now I'm gonna look on the graph and see where do these sounds overlap. It usually shows up as red as well. So right here it was red. I don't know why it's not red now, but we're gonna turn it on dynamic mode, auto. Make sure you turn this little button on. So now every time the kick hits, it will lower the bass in this area. So now they're not gonna fight for that same frequency space. We're not taking away the whole bass, just parts of it. Now we can push the bass and the kick. Okay, so now we need the music to really fill in the gaps, because right now it feels like there's a filter. We're gonna keep the movement of that brass where it is, but everything else. I might send this reverb through, the lead through a reverb. Valhalla Vintage Verb is pretty good. Let's put it on the now setting. Keep it at 100%, pre-delay on. We can cut everything usually below like where the fundamentals are, so like 200, 300. We're gonna send that lead over. Send the lead over by left clicking the up arrow. And now we can send a certain amount. I also want this brass to move. Now this may or may not crash FL. All right, so now we're gonna mix. So now the track feels more sonically filled out. Without this gold clip, it just still feels empty. So this lets me not overly mix the track. For the brass, I want it to go left and right, left and right. What I might do is just manually automate this. So I'm gonna right click, create an automation clip, and I want it to go left, right, left, right. I believe the bottom value is left. Change the snap to grid to like a beat. Let's go to song. And then every other beat. Gotta zoom in here. So we're gonna create a little left, right panning. So it's gonna be hard right and hard left. Okay, so all I wanna do from here is to slice that. We can duplicate this, hitting Control B throughout the track. Now it's a little bit louder. I could turn it back down. Let's mix these brass sounds. I'm gonna send them through some kind of weird delay. I'm just gonna add a bunch of plugins. All right, so we turn those brass sounds into this pretty cool effect. Now I'm going to figure out something to add over top of this sawtooth. So this is what we're adding as motion. So all these little things add up to a lot of movement. Let's go back and add some kicks or hi-hat change-ups. want to separate this like A section from the B section with the guitar. So I'll probably figure out a plugin we can add to the guitar group during the A section. All right, that saw sound fits better on this side. Going to automate this glitch plugin randomly throughout the track, just on and off. So 100% is on, 0% is off. Now, technically, I should use that for the sections where I wasn't performing the greatest, but we're just adding it randomly so that the ear doesn't get latched onto it too much. So in the beginning, I might use an 808. The quick way to do this is highlight all these tracks, hit Control G to group all that MIDI, and just copy the kick into the 808. That's the fast way to do it. Now, what I like to do is add a pitch shifter to the entire track just to see what it sounds like in different tones. And if I do like it, then I'll convert everything to audio and then pitch it down. For now, we don't have time to go through every little step. Let's just use the pitch shifter. This does add grains, so this is not a perfect way to do this technique.
Sounds pretty dope. Whoa.
All right, so I think the track sounds dope in that octave. So what we could do is render everything to audio. So the drums included, everything is pretty much audio for the most part. What I might do is keep the drums, because the only thing changing really is just the 808. So because we don't have a bunch of other MIDI, so if you guys have plugins where you're writing MIDI for your instruments, you would have to convert that to audio. Because everything's audio, let's go to options. Let's go to tools, actually, macro. Switch all audio clips to stretch mode. And that will lock in the BPM. We're at 144. And I think what we need to do, let me see if we could do this as a macro. I don't think we can. So we're going to have to manually, this might be tedious now I'm thinking about it. What we'll do though is just double click on all the audio and pitch it down 300 cents. So we're going to do that per audio clip. Okay, so this is going to drop it down 3 keys technically. Again, a little tedious. I wish it was easier. In Logic Pro, it's just a matter of a knob. It's called Vary Speed, but in FL Studio, they don't have anything like that. So here we're just going to have to manually do it. It is super tedious though. Maybe there's a macro for this. Is there a transpose? Doesn't look like it. All right, so there's no macro for this, so let's just do it by hand. So keep in mind the 808 will have to be down. The 808 will have to be pitched down 300 cents. 3 keys. Now notice we don't have that chop sound like we did before. That's because we're pitching all the drums down before. Now we're doing only one drum at a time. It doesn't hit the same. So funny enough, it actually sounded better with the grain. So again, you guys got to be careful with this technique because you're affecting everything in the beat, the hi-hats, the kick, the 808. It's not just the instruments. So this can really take away the quality of your beat, but it actually sounded vibey. So that just shows like sometimes doing stuff the wrong way is the right way. There's no like magic way to do all this. Again, in Logic, it's so much easier. It's called Vary Speed. I have a video about it. So let's just add that plugin to the master again.
So what I would do, whoa, keep forgetting this on.
What I would do in this case is I do like to slow down drums. The only thing I don't want slowed down is probably the kick and the hi-hats. So let me show you guys one last way to do this without affecting everything. So we're going to create a submix here. And this will allow us to control which things are pitched down like that. So let's add this plugin to the submix instead. Take it off the master. And the reason we're doing this is because, again, we don't want to affect all the sounds. So let's highlight all the sounds and send it to the submix and then route to this track only. And this goes out to the master. But now we could take away sounds we don't want, like the hi-hats, for example. Now there seems to be a timing issue too. That might throw this off, actually. Forgot about that timing issue. So now the 808, the kick, the hi-hats, and the snares are not in this group. This is probably the best compromise we can get for quality. Okay, so now we can go into the group and the mix with the tuning. So for a darker vibe, you go down 3. For a brighter vibe, go up 3. So I like that +3 transposition. I'll leave it here. You guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio to get these project files for free. Peace out, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. Share with a friend. Peace.